No, I
I know the guy that actually modeled the face-off.
half hour at a time.
And his name is Arwell Jones, and he was the props designer and master for the show. And they just took a picture of his face and smushed it. But it was funny because Bo used to lie on the floor in the warehouse when we would film it. You know, that's what's great about working on the show is because we all filmed in Treforest and you know, in the Who Studios, as we used to call it, and the Torchwood Studios. You'd walk past going to lunch, there'd be a Cyberman, there'd be a Weevil, there's the face of Bo, and then blah blah blah, as you walk through to go to the canteen. But David and I were filming, I can't remember the episode that was prior to that. Someone will know.
Utopia?
What?
Utopia?
Has it been? Utopia, thank you. We were filming Utopia, and the scripts hadn't come out. And when they did come out, I'm in my trailer, sitting between, you know, takes, just having a break, looking at lines that are yet to come, in the sequence that I've got to run next to David again, and we're going to have a race. But I'm in boots, and you're in Converse! And you're also this big! And I'm this big! But we're both this big! So, I'm in the trailer and I hear this. Like, yes, I'm coming! What? John, David. Oh my God, you don't believe what just happened. I'm just registering. Don't tell me! I don't know! But it's Chuck! But it's not! Get up! Up he goes. Next day, he comes up and he goes, "They're in the script yet, mate. They're in the script." I'm like, "No! Don't tell me anything!" I'm like, "Come on, John, you've got to be the script." So when we're together, we talk Scottish together, right? I'm like, "David, if you tell me what's going on in that script, I'll belt you!" Just tell me when you've read it, okay? All right, fine. So next day, lunchtime. Do you want to read it? Me running. I hear, "What? David! What? You gotta get there! It took so many takes to do that scene because I walked away, all casual. Martha, the doctor, standing there. I walked away and I go, "You know, when I was in the Beauchene Peninsula, they used to call, I was the poster child for the Time Agency. They used to call me the face of Bo. On my shot, I'm going, all of a sudden Martha and David are going, Zach Freeman, David. They're like, I'm trying to do a shot here. So when that episode came out, we usually had get-togethers when things were, you know, the episodes were going on, and we wanted to watch a big special episode. And I was sitting in my flat, and all the rest of us were in the Cardiff Bay. We called it Who Towers, where we all live. And that was a great building. God forbid anything happened there, because the whole universe of Doctor Who would have been wiped out in one blow. So we, when the episode happened, I went up to the window and I opened the window. I can't remember who turned to me and said, "You know, what are you doing to the window, John?" And I opened the window and I said, "I'm just listening to hear the nation's jaw drop." And literally, the whole nation was like, "Oh." It was awesome. I actually, when I did read the script, I went back to Russell, because his flat was down below mine, between David's, and I walked up to him and I said, "What were you smoking?" So it was good episode. Yes.
Hi, I would apologize for being nerdy, but we're all, you know.
Apologize for what?
Being nerdy, but we're all beyond that. Hi, Brian.
Hey, just because you're in a room full of nerds eating outside, never apologize for being nerdy. Non-nerds don't apologize for being dickheads.
Yes! Thank you!
You know what I mean, though, right? Anyway.
I run a writing site where we roleplay for Doctor Who and Torchwood.
Yeah.
And
I don't read fan fiction.
It's not fan fiction.
That's your thing.
It's like we legitimately try to make stories that are around the current Doctor Who and Torchwood universe.
Yes.
I wondered if you had any advice for the fellow members on my site for being in this universe.
Just don't make me do anything creepy. I don't know, creativity is just a good thing. The more creative you are, the better. And it's great no matter what you do. The fact is that you're writing and you're creating these kind of worlds and stuff like that. I think it's fun. I know there's others who just don't want to pay attention to it, and that's fine, but that's your thing, and I totally respect that. But, I can't give you really any advice. I don't know what advice to give, actually, except keep doing it. Yep.
Thank you. Our staff writer is actually very good, and I play Gwen Cooper, so I interact with her lines.
Then why the hell are you dressed as the doctor? With a fez on. Kidding. I know! Humor! Yes.
All right, so my absolute favorite characters are Captain Jack Harkness and River Song.
Yes.
Oh, yes!
Any way you two can spin-off series, something, be your professor. Get any in works, maybe.
You're asking the wrong person. You got to contact the writers and stuff. That's their bad. Alex and I really would love to work together, and we've actually, with the small part she had on Arrow, those days that we were there together, we found, we actually met the first time. We're both very good friends of Cameron McIntosh, the theater producer, and we met at Cameron's house where he was having his big anniversary with his partner, Michael. And we spoke and talked, and we realized that we're both born on March 11th. This is really weird. We both like the same color. We both like men. So we think it's a perfect thing for us to do something, but who knows it'll ever happen? That would be awesome.
Every time.
How is it to go from the torture hero to the tortured really, really bad guy?
Really, really awesome. The fact of the matter is that being an actor, you relish in playing different characters and doing different things, and that was one thing that I wanted to do with Al Pearl, and I wanted to make him likable but still really bad. And so little, again, nuances that I put in there. The fact, that I was told by one of the directors when I was doing the sequence of speaking at the window, telling the story about my wife's death, and they were like, "Don't get emotional." I'm like, "What?" I said, "Just don't get emotional." I'm like, "You don't know my fan base." I got emotional, and from that episode on, everyone was like, "Oh my God, we hate you, but we love you, and we understand why you're doing it. Might not agree with you, but we get it." And I was like, "Yay, more episodes." I gotta buy an airplane. I'm not kidding you. Scott's becoming a pilot.
Woo! Woo!
Like, couldn't you learn to skateboard? It's like, I really like playing for Christmas. I'm like, well, you can keep really wishing. So I bought him a little model airplane. There's your plane, honey. Go fly it. Yes.
All right, so you're known for kissing random people. And I was wondering who other than your husband has been your best dog, and was David Tennant any good?
What if I said I don't kiss and tell? David was good. Billy Piper was good. Funny enough, Christopher Eccleston was good. I'm just one of those people. They don't like me to kiss when I do these things, like at the table and stuff. Because also, if I did do it once at a convention. It was a pantomime I was doing. I was meeting and greeting people, and and sometimes people would go, people do that. And I got bird flu.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, you don't want to get that shit. Not only did I get it, Scott got it. And we were both in bed for 2.5 weeks. Honest to God, thought we were dying.
Wow.
Hallucinating. See, it was fabulous. It was like the cheapest thing that, it was like kind of crap. If I can imagine that's what it was like. Right? So but anyway, I would not wish that upon anybody, and I had to cancel performances. It was the most expensive flu I've ever had in my life. So I vowed at that point I don't kiss anybody anymore. Unless you're really hot, big pecs, small waist, and hung like a dog. And everyone's pointing at Thor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I have an addition to your question.
You have an issue?
No!
Oh,
An addition.
Oh, nice dress,
What
by
about
the
James
way.
Marsters? Oh, thanks.
What?
Thanks. What about James Marsters?
What about James?
Was he a good kisser?
He was a good kisser. I've told this story before, and I'm sorry if you've all heard it.
Yeah,
No, we'll hear it again.
I heard it at Phoenix Comic-Con.
You heard it in Phoenix,
Yeah.
so you're asking the same question.
No!
No, James in that sequence, James was, I'll try to make it a little briefer, but James was a guest star, and he was really great, Captain John, and the whole relationship that people didn't expect was that sequence where we both meet at the corner of a room, and it's like the Western, and we walk up to each other, and catches people by surprise every time, right? So, I know James is like, he's like a bit nervous about this whole thing. My girlfriend with me, so there's I brought my guitar just to kind of like keep starting to he'd been sitting down and playing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, I like to make everybody comfortable when I do these scenes, whether you're a boy or a girl. I want you to know that I'm not going to do anything ridiculous when we do these kisses. There's no kind of, it's stage kissing, but made to look real, because I cannot stand this kind of kissing on camera. What shit is that? Who kisses like that? You know what? Open your mouth. Get in there. Just don't put your tongue in. Right? So, I go to the director. I say, you know what? Do me a favor. We'll probably get this in like 2 takes. You just keep rolling it. Keep going. Keep going. Trust me. So, first take. Cut! Okay? Yeah, great, James. Okay. Walks over to his girlfriend. He just looks at her and he goes, starts making out with her just to affirm his masculinity. And I'm walking away like, So then all of a sudden he goes, was that it? And the director goes, no, we need to do it again. And she was like, oh, okay, we'll do it again. So we go across and go, You all right, Jen? Yeah, fine. Okay? Director, no, we have to do it again. Here we go. We did it like 8 times. And we had it the first time. I don't like to play some jokes. That was brilliant. Yeah, so James is a good sport. Good sport.
That wasn't actually my question, but
She's asked a question.
That wasn't your
I've
question.
been at.
that was a question, but it wasn't the one.
Okay, all right. Next.
Okay.
Sit down now. Yes. She's
If
annoying.
you and Scott are planning to adopt a kid, would you consider adopting me?
No. Where are your mom and dad? See, you already got a mom and dad. Your dad's kind of hot, so I'll adopt him. Yes.
Hello.
Sorry, excuse me. I just have to adjust myself.
Need any help?
Do you have 3 hands?
I can make something work.
I'm sure you could. Go ahead.
Okay, so you had the great pleasure of working with 2 different actors playing the Doctor,
Yeah.
and you said had some great stories about David.
Yeah.
How about a great story about Christopher?
I wish. I'm only telling the truth. He's a wonderful doctor, but he just, it was great he was the one who brought back kind of the angst and that kind of whole thing with the doctor, and the kind of little bit of the darkness. He was the start of it. He was an excellent doctor. He just wasn't the most fun on set. That's just the way it is. He was very, very focused, very kind of serious at what he was doing, and that was it. And I think I kind of freaked him out a little bit. And every morning I was like, hey, come on, morning! I'm very bubbly in the morning. I am like right in your face, and he's like... But a great doctor, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
I'd like to hear about your experience with co-writing with your sister.
Great. What do you want to know? I mean, there's a lot to tell. When my sister and I have written many books together, we've written, I think, 5 or 7 of them. I don't even lost count. So we have Hollow Earth, Bone Quill, Torchwood Exodus Code. We have written Anything Goes, I Am What I Am. That's 5. Yes, 5. And we've got 4. Another one coming out of the Hollow Earth series. Then we have another 4 that we've been commissioned for of the Hollow Earth series. We're going to take the twins. And we're going to, in the literary world, we're going to age them into their mid-teens. So they'll look quite a bit. So we have a great time writing together. Carol spends 3 months with me. We develop all the storylines, the character development. Our first character we ever developed from Hollow Earth series was Zach, our deaf character. And for those of you who haven't read the book, you don't know he's deaf at first. It's a very nice way that we write it in, because we never want someone's kind of disability to be defining them as a person. So you find out really in a surprise that he's actually deaf, because they communicate in a very different way. You don't know that until part of the book. Sorry to confuse you, you're just going to have to buy it. But we have a great time writing together. We do the autobiographies. I literally tell her everything.
I'm getting this girl's head a lot.
And Carol says those are what we define as ew moments. Because there's something you have to, when you're doing an autobiography, you got to be upfront about something. You just can't, hide things. So we enjoy the process, and it's a true collaboration. I do not do the writing. She does that. That's her talent, her gift. She is someone who takes all of the information that we put together and she puts it down in word form. So she gets the credit for doing that, and the rest of the stuff. That's why it's a true collaboration.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm a little bit nervous, but...
Don't be nervous.
Okay. This is my best friend. Just
Hi.
saying.
For moral support.
You're here for moral support,
I don't
or you
know.
just want to get close to get a picture?
Yeah. So
I'm kidding! Boy, you guys gotta lighten up a little bit! Go ahead.
Okay, what was, I know you said you don't do favorites, but what was like your
Don't ask
favorite?
favorites then, because I won't tell ya.
What was your most
Oh, she shushed him. Oh my God.
that. I really wanted to pick a good moment just to show you my Batman underwear.
He's too damn
I want to
cute.
show you the front because Batman's head looks a little deformed. But I can't because I'm falling out of them. Yes.
Okay, well, what was a really memorable Torchwood moment or episode for you?
What was, say it again, a really memorable?
Yeah, really memorable, like one you enjoyed a lot. Because I really like Torchwood.
Well, I have that, it's not, oh, well. Torchwood has got a lot of moments that I like, but I'm sorry to jump in, but I have to go to Doctor Who for a moment.
Okay.
Because one of the great things was Jack being able to go between the two.
Yes.
And there's a couple of iconic moments in Doctor Who with Jack that I absolutely adore. One of them was, I was the first person to jump on the outside of the TARDIS and fly on the TARDIS on the outside.
Yes.
That is my favorite. Because no one's ever done that before. And no one will probably do it again. The other one was my moments with Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane.
Oh,
because as a
yes.
I know sometimes they don't classify Jack as a companion, but I don't give a shit what I say, he was a companion.
Yes, he was.
And any companion always bases, I think, their performance and who they are a little bit on Sarah Jane Smith because she was the longest running companion to the Doctor, to Tom Baker's Doctor. The fact that I got to meet her in the episode where we had Davros, and she and I were gripping, holding hands. When Davros came out, she actually leaned to me and she went, "He still frightens me." And I'm like, "I know, he scares me too." So there's a lot going on camera. There was actual John and
So you were fangirling a bit?
I was a fanboy, totally. When I first met her, sorry, that's Liz. There was a moment when I first met her in the elevator going up in the Two Towers, and she walked on and she had her hoodie on, and she would always look glamorous. I'm standing in there, and she's standing across from me, and I went, Miss Sladen. And I've done Torchwood, been doing Torchwood, kind of the becoming, I don't mean this in an arrogant way, but becoming iconic as Captain Jack. And I leaned over to her and I went, "I'm John Barrowman, I play Captain Jack." And she said, "I know exactly who you are, Captain." "I think one day Sarah Jane would like to meet you, but she'd take the gun right away from you." Like, awesome. 10 minutes. Gotcha.
Oh, wow.
All right, sorry. So those are my iconic moments. Torchwood iconic moments. That
Yeah, I
first
do.
sequence when we were filming in the very beginning and I'm laying in that puddle of water.
Yeah.
A puddle with a big machine that was spraying water on top of me. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, freezing my ass off, and I did this for the first time on Torchwood. That was it. It was brilliant.
Wow.
That was the start.